In today's video I am going to take a look at my new online investment course. It's an investment course which deals with investment in shares and investment in property, and basically draws upon what I've learned over the last 35 years from investing in property and shares. So we'll take a look at it, and if it's for you, well and good. If it's not for you, that's fine as well. I just thought I'd make a video to let people know precisely what's in it and the premise for it. So we'll take a look at that there now. The investment course is to do with investment in shares and property. There is 35 videos. It's an online course, and the premise of the course is basically to teach you what I've learned over the last 35 years investing in property and shares. I bought my first property in 1986. I was 23. I bought my second one when I was 26 in 1989, and I bought many more properties after that. I've also built them. I built that block of apartments, for example. I have built, developed, invested, bought, sold, speculated in property since 1986 for 35 years. I learned valuable lessons over that period of time, especially with the Celtic Tiger crash when it happened in 2008 or whenever it was. I've had plenty of ups and downs. It hasn't been all plain sailing, but I've learned a lot. In shares then, I have invested quite a lot over the last couple of decades in shares. I use sound investment principles, and I have done quite well from the shares, and I have a fair grasp of how to build a portfolio, what shares to invest in, what shares to avoid, the types of things, the types of criteria you should be applying, and so on to various, to buying shares if that's what your intention is. So I use sound investment principles. There's one there on the screen, Snapchat, which I recently sold at a significant profit, 324%. I was lucky with that one, but it wasn't all luck, I suppose. There was an element of research and an element of doing what I do best, looking around me and finding out what people are actually doing and using. But that's one of the principles that I'll be using in terms of picking a share to invest in. Smurfit Kappa is another one there that I did very, very well in, over 700% return. Kingspan, Amazon, Alphabet is Google, Twitter. I've done very well on Twitter. As you can see there's an unrealized profit of 89% or something, but that's gone up significantly since I took that screenshot. Bottom line is, shares can do very well over time, but you do need to invest for the medium to long term. Now, the shares section of the video, or of the course, my online course, as I say, there's about 15 videos in each section. It's about 35 videos in total. The share section then has the advantages that a small investor has. Risk: is share investment right for you? Your personal circumstances, timing the market and asking the wrong question, picking winners, how to pick a good share, research and researching the company, researching the story, understanding the company's business and understanding what the company is trying to do. Shares that you should be avoiding, the price-earnings ratio, which is a critical ratio to understand, and the critical role that earnings plays in the value of any share. What's the company's story? Analysing the company, then taking a closer look, looking at the balance sheet, looking at cash, looking at long-term debt. Share analysis, then I do a summary and recap. Then there is your portfolio. There is stupid comments about shares that you should ignore, and a recap. So that's the 15 videos in the shares section. There's bonus videos then in the share section, including a sort of a review of the Daily Select share platform, which I use myself, a review or an introduction to the Gyro share platform, which I use myself, how to buy shares on the Gyro platform, selling those Snapchat shares on the Gyro, which I sold just before I recorded the course, and some basic taxation stuff that you need to understand to do with capital gains tax and DWT, that's dividend withholding tax. The property section of the course then looks at shares or property which should you get engaged or get involved with, building a buy-to-let property portfolio and the dream versus the reality. Buy-to-let investment is a simple game. capital gains tax, commercial property investment, 3 factors you should consider. Finding a no-brainer investment is possible, but you do need to be lucky, and you need to know what to look for. Property investment in Ireland, then frequently asked questions. That these are questions that would come up and that I would encounter very, very regularly in my day-to-day work as a solicitor. VAT on property, complex prospect or complex subject rather, 2 essentials for successful property investment, 10 tips for successful negotiations which are vital in terms of getting the best value you can in your buying, and buying property for cash, the 3 big advantages that you would have if you have cash, you're lucky enough to be a cash buyer, why you need a structural survey, and costs, the question of costs, what costs will arise in relation to the acquisition of a property investment. Who this course is not for. The course is not for you if you want to get rich quick, or if you're not prepared to put in the required study to pursue successful investments in shares or property. It's not rocket science, but it is easier than you might imagine. But obviously it's helpful to fast track your learning, I suppose, by learning from somebody who has done it before you, and to help you to avoid basically mistakes that I would have made and other people make. There's a warning there as well. The value of any investment may go down as well as up, and you may lose some or all of the money you invest. Past performance is not a reliable guide to future performance. Execution only is the strategy that I use in relation to share purchases. It's not for everybody. You do need to have some basic understanding. You should ensure that you fully understand any investment and any associated risks before making a decision to invest. This course does not constitute investment advice, as it does not take into account the investment objectives, knowledge and experience or financial situation of any particular person or persons. Prospective investors are advised to make their own assessment of the information contained herein and obtain professional advice suitable to their own individual circumstances. This course is an education product with an objective of giving you the knowledge and information to make your own informed decisions regarding shares and property. That informed decision, once you have taken this course, may be to engage further professional advice from an investment expert, a tax expert, an accountant, a solicitor or other professional with the necessary qualifications. But investments values may fall as well as rise. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is an educational product, an educational course. The price is, there's 2 ways to pay. One is a one-off payment of €297 and the other is 4 payments of €79 each per month for 4 months. If you want to buy the course, you go to my website, BusinessAndLegal.ie. There's a page there at the top of the website. You'll see a link to the investment course, Terry Gorry's investment course, or you can go to teachable.com. Teachable.com is the platform on which the course is delivered. So when you pay and sign up and enroll for the course, you have access then to all 35 videos or whatever it is, and you can study them and review them and take notes and so on and so forth at your own pace. And there's no limit, no time limit. You can go back any time to have a look at the videos again, and you can obviously look at the videos as many times as you like. Hope you find this video useful insofar as I hope it does explain to you what my investment course is about. As I say, it does draw upon my 35 years of experience of buying properties, buying shares and so on and so forth. Obviously my professional qualification and practice on a daily basis as a solicitor is useful as well. So I do have, I suppose, a unique perspective on this whole area. Hope you might find it useful. If you do, as I say, go and have a look at it, and if it's not for you, that's fine.